You really telling them everything that's about to happen, man? That's messed up. And so, and so it kind of pissed them off.
Down the fucking street. There's a guy gonna be coming from this direction somewhere behind this building. Boys, what do we do? Someone sees gas.
Wait for it.
Ask to mouth machine? There's an ask to mouth machine here? Oh, yeah. That's just a backwards. Backwards. What the fuck? Where are we at? Go, man? Where are we around us doing it? Just follow this. We get a ball, we'll do the thing anyway, so good idea. Shit, it doesn't have FAR in them. Probably. It looks like maybe. Alright, where does that mean? Oh, there you go, so I got all of it. Fucking okay, here, I got this video. I'll drop this shit. Here we go again. I'll take up 30 pounds. Shit. Where's that other thing? Did they get it? No, we didn't grab a recon. We got recon back. Yeah. I'll see you on the map anymore. It's gonna be a while until we get a flag, but we might want a flag marcher. I just know I'm not gonna be out over here. Is it all about survival now? Armor here. This one gas mask? Oh, okay. I thought my was crap. D20's gonna have 5 extra armor though. You can drop like your extra there. Oh my god, you're shaking it out there. Do you have an extra one side? Yeah, I can give you one. So I have 4 here. Drop this.
Don't look at me.
Tab and then click them. What's up? We can go grab this building if you guys want, and then go down.
Hey guys, Wednesday, day 38 of the quarantine. I was going to look a little bit nicer, but the fact is, when I sat down to get a snack on the couch, your boy got a brand new shirt from Stitch Fix, which might be my favorite shirt right now. And if you guys excuse me, I'm walking toward my garage to flip it over. But I just want you to see how nice this shirt is. And if I got sauce on it and it ruined the shirt, I might just give up on life for this week. So real quick, look how fun this shirt is. If you can't tell, it's freaking pineapples, man. Pineapples. How cool is that? But your boy can't keep salsa off his shirt. So rule number 1, stop eating salsa while dressing nice. Hey guys, it's Thursday, day 40 of the quarantine. My wife has decided that we have to come outside and lay out by the pool. We both have headaches by staring at the screen. I still have to do lesson plans today, every week, but it only takes me about 5 minutes compared to my wife. Enjoying the sun, hair looking stupid, but I have to take a shower later. And Goober's losing her mind because we sit near the pool and she decides that she has to be the savior of everybody. Hey guys, Friday. Don't mind the glasses. These are the ones to help with the blue lighting of computers. Here lately I've been getting a little bit of headaches. I'm not sure if that's just a lack of water, lack of sleep, or just looking at the computer screens too much. But with the whole grading, the whole lesson plans, Zoom meetings and all that good stuff, I've been getting headaches, and so I'm hoping that my wife is going to let me borrow these for the next little bit until my last Zoom, and then get some of the things out. Yesterday, on Thursday, I started to get a real bad migraine towards the afternoon. I mean, I had a headache all day, but it turned into a migraine. I laid in bed, I believe it was right around 8:30 that I fell asleep. Woke up at 10:30. My wife had to fight with me to get everything, to get up and take the dogs out and all that stuff. Finally got up, took the dogs out, and came back in. Stayed up for like maybe an hour, if that, and then fell back asleep until 8 o'clock this morning. So basically, I had roughly around 10 and a half hours of sleep. Feeling okay. Started getting a little hungry. We had lunch and watched something, and then now I'm having a little bit of a headache again. So I'm drinking a lot of water, took some Tylenol, so hopefully that'll help. I'm going to be editing this video. Well, now that you're seeing this, it'll be last week's quarantine, and hopefully get that up as soon as possible. It's not going to be 5 o'clock when it goes up. We'll see what I can do within that time. So thanks for being patient. Sorry for, continuously not recording when I've been doing an update. So hey guys, day 41 of the quarantine. Saturday. I don't even know what date it is. It's April 20-something, 25th, 26th, something like that. Your boy has Nike'd out like I'm going to work out or something. Not going anywhere, and today is kind of gloomy outside. Clouds have been going on since last night. There was light raining last night throughout the night. And funny story, I had to sleep on the couch last night because when I woke up, our dogs were continuously annoying me to the point where they were waking me up. They were making a lick noise that really, just for some reason was irritating me. I asked them to stop. They weren't stopping. I tried to move them. They would go right back and start. I asked my wife to help. She was asleep. My hair's nuts today. But anyway, finally got up. It was 2:30ish. I couldn't fall back asleep. Got up, went to the couch, and I slept for 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. And then I got up, went to the bedroom, fell asleep again. And we didn't really get up, and dogs let us sleep till 10. So that's crazy for us. Gonna bring you guys something when I finally get done with the dishes real quick. Have a couple of things to do around the house. I'm actually gonna sit down and collect my thoughts about something that's kind of interesting. But hey guys, Sunday, day 42 of the quarantine. It is April 26th. Kind of a lazy day, but something crazy happens. You guys can see, I'm gonna insert it here. There was hail at our house. All that hail. It was kind of crazy. My parents apparently in South Carolina experienced tornadoes, or at least tornado warnings on Friday or Saturday, and now it's worked its way all the way down here with a cold front. So it has literally been pouring rain, hailing, and just giving you all the reasons to stay inside and relax and basically binge watch whatever you want. Problem with that is, got stuff to do. You guys know that I'm a teacher, and so we have to put up videos every Monday, and so days like this are the days that we record those videos to put up. A couple of things I missed on the video beforehand. I believe the last day, or you guys might have saw me talk yesterday, or Friday, not quite sure, but I wanted to talk about how crazy it was to see someone from my college the university that I attended, be drafted over this last draft. It's Thursday, I believe, was the first round, and Friday was the second round. The Patriots picked up a safety from Lenoir-Rhyne University, which is the university I attended and actually played football for. And it kind of made me think of a couple of the people back in the day that I played with. Even though I wasn't a starter, wasn't first string or anything like that, I did contribute to the team. I was awarded an academic and athletic scholarship to play for the football team. And at the time, I believe we were the top, or one of the top rushing attacks in the NCAA, regardless of Division 1, 2, or 3, and 1 AA as well. A couple of things real quick. Just because you played Division 2 or even Division 3 does not mean that the competition is not as advanced as things. We had people that we played against and people we played with who had superstar qualities, and it was crazy to me, when I was in college, which was the years 2007 to 2011. The conference I was in really produced a couple of actual draft picks, but the one that I'm thinking of was a tackle from, I can't remember off the top of my head. It was either Carson Newman or Newberry College, and he was actually projected to go to second or third round. And later that year during spring break, football season ended, he went to spring break. I'm not sure, I can't quite talk about the happenings of which, but there had been either drug or alcohol talk as far as affecting this guy, and he actually fell off of his balcony that he was staying at, and he died. Even though he was slated to be drafted second, third round, his choices led to him dying and not able to be taken care of. I didn't play against this guy, who just got drafted. His name's Kyle Duggar. I have watched a couple of highlight stuff from him. During the beginning of the year, I saw that LR was really big on him, and he was first team all conference. I was watching a couple of his highlight films. I was like, all right, pretty good. And the fact that he's a return man and safety is pretty awesome to see. It gives you a little bit of a pride for your school, a kind of like tip of the hat to the guy that came after you. And I'm hoping for all good things, because not only does that bring a great sense of abilities for him to make something of himself in the NFL, but also gives some light and recognition to the college that I went to, which, you know, a lot of your Division II schools, unless you're like real big on it, they're heavily recruiting you. Unless you're real big on it, they're heavily recruiting you. You don't really know much about them. So that's, you know, it's a win-win. You know, kid gets the opportunity to be in the NFL, and then the school itself that doesn't get a lot of recruiting gets the opportunity to be spotlighted as well. Funny enough, though, not talking about the tragedy of the guy that we played against, but there was two people who had a direct line of NFL caliber in their family that I played with. If you guys, some of you guys, this is before your time, because some of my viewers are a little bit younger than I am, but if you guys remember a couple years back, like way back when, the Giants drafted Brandon Tate, who went to North Carolina as a wide receiver. Funny enough, his brother was our starting cornerback when I first got there as a freshman. His name is Barry Tate. You guys know Brandon Tate if you are a Giants fan. Barry was a little bit smaller. He roughly, I'd say, 5'10". He was about my height. He was actually very athletic. His attitude he's a little bit full of himself, but at the same time, I'm not going to fault him for that, because some people just pride their game, elevates them when they talk their smack, and then they have to back it up. There was a day where I got into it with him. It was one of our days where we had only our shoulder pads and shorts on. We were running a wide receiver screen. Now, nowhere after the end of the play, just drills the back of my head. And I was one of the guys on the practice squad, and I don't know if this was kind of like freshman hazing or if it was just him seeing the opportunity to be a punk about it, but I just get drilled out of nowhere and I didn't see him, so I looked up at him and we're just sitting there jack-jawing, and here I am, he's one of the stars of our football team, and here I am, practice squad guy, sitting here getting in his face, and to the point where I just looked at him, I said, hey, next time this is coming, you're going to feel the full force, the full head of steam that I'm coming around, because if you guys don't know, offensive linemen live for screen blocks, especially for ones that people don't see coming. It's just something, the feeling of just overwhelming, just demolishing power that you get, especially against a little guy. I mean, I'm living for it. So we're sitting there slack-jawing, going back and forth with it, and finally I get my revenge, and I just grab him, and the coaches look at me and they go, you know, if you hurt him, you're going to get in a lot of trouble, because we need him for our team. And I get that you guys are arguing, I get that you guys are friends, but the fact is he's one of our leaders, so we don't need you out here doing that. And, you know, I kind of understood where they were coming from, but at the same time, in my head, being the selfish kid that I was, I had to make a point to him. He wasn't about to sit here and pump me out. Another guy that I played against or played with, again, being on the practice squad, you spent most of your time on the opposite end of the field. I played a lot against his brother's name's Jonathan. Jonathan Bullard went to the University of Florida. He was drafted, I don't know if he was drafted by the Bears, but I know he's playing with the Bears, or at least he was. His brother Nelson went to LR with me, and Nelson's kind of cool dude. Never really had any beef with him. He was always like legit, like very kind-hearted, laughing when he got down to it. He knew what to do. He was the same age as I was, and towards the end of our careers, we were out in the practice field, and by that time, I was only traveling with the team on home games. I was only dressing out during home games, and by that time, I literally spent 4 years developing an understanding of our defensive schemes, how to run teams that we were playing against. I had to learn their abilities, like the tips that they give off. Some linemen sit back when they pass block. Some linemen kind of lean one way if they're pulling. You have to learn their tendencies, and week after week, I got to learn a new playbook, because the fact of the matter is we had to give a good look for our defense. I was the senior. I think there's only 2 seniors in the practice squads, me and my buddy DR. The rest were like sophomores and freshmen that we had to sit there and, you know, kind of basically coach up ourselves, because quote unquote coach was the defensive line coach and the graduate student that was able to help us out. I sat there and I was sitting there, and we would run defensive schemes. And usually when we did this, or like when they put their arms behind their back like they're being arrested, that was what they called outlaw. And what that scheme was is we had four down linemen, and defensive end, tackle, and defensive end. And what would happen is this defensive lineman would cross the face of the tackle and the end would come around, same thing. And so basically it was just a double out with the tackles and double in with the ends. And I flat out, I knew what was coming. I wanted to give at this point in time, it wasn't a good look against the defensive line. It was a good look for the linebackers and corners. So some people took their job serious. Some people kind of goofed off because it was the practice squad. And I straight up looked out at the linemen. And I was playing center at the time. And I was literally pointing out everything that was about to happen. Nelson Bullard looks up and he goes, "You really telling them everything that's about to happen, man? That's messed up." And so... And so it kind of pissed them off, but at the same time, it was hilarious to see the adjustments they had to make on the fly because of the adjustments we picked up. You know, overall good relationship with Nelson. He's a great guy. Wasn't the most pleasant at times, but then again, I didn't have a problem because me and all the defensive linemen we were all pretty chill because they had me for 4 years. You know, when I got there as a freshman in college, right out of high school, I didn't know what to expect, and not saying that I didn't deserve a chance, but at the same time, you have to remember 5'10", 270 out of high school, pretty athletic, but didn't really fit the whole mold of a offensive lineman. You know, it never gave me the opportunity to be a starter. I was second and third string most of my time. Being able to be on the practice squad allowed me to get the classes that I had to go to, and the coaches weren't that mad that I would come late to practice, and that because of my class schedule I can only like do certain things certain days, and I have to leave early sometimes. So it's weird how relationships develop. It's weird seeing things that happen come to fruition for kids, but that's my relationship with people, or at least family members of people who are in the NFL. So I appreciate you guys hanging out there. I appreciate you keep coming by for this quarantine update, and my dog's sitting here telling me it's time to get off, so I'm gonna get off here. I'll catch you guys next week whenever this comes out, and yeah, hope you're staying safe, and can't wait till all this is over and done with so we can get life back to normal. Right, Goober? Say bye. Oh, say bye.